You're about to witness a seismic event.
Daddy, can you put on Skitbags Radio?
No, go to bed.
Okay, yeah, that's the promo.
Yeah. Hello out there in the universe. Welcome to Skitbags Radio.
Hey, that's my line.
Oh, my bad. Well, y'all here now anyway. All right, let's start out the show right now. We got my man Devin, the dude in the spot, and my man. I don't know his name. I was like, is it Ben? Is it Ben?
I was so waiting for that to drop.
Man. Please, we're keeping this.
No, you gotta keep that. We gotta keep it.
Oh man.
Well, introduce yourself,
Bert.
gentlemen.
Can we curse on here?
Bert, fuck yeah.
That's
Yes.
fucked up. Okay.
It is.
Didn't I just introduce myself outside the fucking office?
Yeah, but see, I smoke so much weed. Now, I want to say your first name is Ben.
It was a B. It's good.
Yeah, I know, it's B.
It's Bert.
Bert. See,
There we
Bert.
go. Yay.
See. Now, I went to Philadelphia schools, and in Philadelphia schools, you spell Bert B-E-N.
Oh,
Okay.
So I actually was
public
right
schooling.
if you use Philadelphia public school spelling. Sorry about that, Bert. My fault, brother.
It's all good. That was priceless, though. That's good.
Oh, and of course, we got to introduce everybody in the house tonight that we got hanging around. We're going to go around in the microphones and say hello on Skitbags Radio. First of all, we got my man on the ones and twos, Neil from the NY. Why don't you talk to the people, man?
Cheer.
That's what I'm talking about. And then we got on the back end side, working the screens like a genie coming out of a bottle. She got all kind of tricks for people with big and small dicks. Miss Lady Shan, tell them what the name is.
My name is Shandara, and Carl is right. He's right. He's always right.
That's what I'm talking about. And today, we got the two double man with the fight dub game. It's a nice show coming out. They're going to beat some people up and make them laugh at the same time. It's a beautiful thing. Big Bert, the God's son, and Devin, the Mr. Dude Sailor Boy. Going to save you during the apocalypse. Going to talk to him and hear what things is about. And we're going to break some shit down today. Right, fellas?
Right.
hot damn,
Word.
Carl.
How do you follow up that?
I
don't even know.
Somebody's coming after my job, bro. Fucking for sure, man.
So you take that opening.
So yeah, in case you couldn't tell out there, everyone, we're doing things a little bit differently today. Myself and my co-host of Fight Dub are coming on to talk some all things fighting. But I wanna let you guys ask us questions for a change. So what's going on?
But hold on.
Well, first we're going to do a breakdown and talk about like all the greatest fight scenes we've ever seen, right? Like some of our perfect personal highlights of things we remember. Great fight scenes, great fight moments, maybe great directors, maybe some of our all-time favorite on-screen martial artists, things of that nature. So yeah, we could go around a circle and talk about that.
Right, but you know what? I want to mention one thing.
Yeah.
Just now before we got started, we were all talking about, what we thought might be a good subject, a movie to break down in terms of a fighting movie, right? So I was just thinking back and forth. And to be honest, can we? When is the last like wide theatrical release of like a movie, but like people just getting ass kicked? You know what I mean? Like, can you remember? Like,
I would say it was maybe during like that John Woo director era type.
Yeah. Aside from like
they were dropping all the gun
superhero movies
and the gun kung fu. Man, I would say that was the last true era where there was a span of movies where it was some ass whooping going on.
Was that like 40 years? Well, I'm not gonna.
I was about 2.5 years old. That's about right.
Okay, all right. So, like within like the last like 5 years, what's like aside from a superhero film, can we think of any movie that's come out?
Superhero
where, like,
violence isn't even like it's like cartoon.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
It's not even
Like someone like
I don't know.
I think the closest maybe The Equalizer with Denzel
that
Washington.
was pretty funny. I saw The Equalizer.
Maybe?
That was pretty funny.
Right?
He has some really good killing in a Home Depot in that one.
Oh yes,
Remember
at the end.
he like booby traps like a Home Depot.
Yeah.
Well, all these guys coming in and they're getting like.
Hold on, Devin. You're giving me the face
pitchforks
as
in the
if you
head.
had not seen The Equalizer.
No, I've seen The Equalizer. I was trying to think of the remake of the Bruce Willis. What did Bruce Willis just do? Death Wish?
Oh, he did Death Wish again.
That just came out. And I haven't seen it, but I was like, that's
sure it's
probably
gnarly.
within that realm of people just getting killed if it's anything like the first.
I think Eli
Yeah,
Roth
exactly.
directed that also. Eli Roth, the hard.
Then it's probably pretty damn good.
But I mean, like want to see some slap hitting before someone's killed. I mean,
No, because then there was that Steven Seagal era. Then you got,
I know,
and then you got the. You got the John Wick movies.
Maybe the John Statham era.
They got that.
Are we maybe was there a John Statham era?
Oh, Jason Statham.
Jason Statham era?
Jason Statham,
It's Jason Statham.
I probably.
He's probably the most recent one.
I mean, hold on. I gotta rewind this and touch back on
Steven Seagal.
Yeah, so we have a thing on our show where we have segments, and one of the segments is called Technique of the Week. And for our first episode, spoiler, I'll give you it, but you're gonna go watch it anyways, as Steven Seagal running. Steven Seagal is so hilarious. You guys knew he was a cop in like Louisiana, right? And he had a TV show about it.
I remember that.
Well, if you go, there's a highlight reel online that you can find of all the times he ran in movies, and even just like running offset. And he runs like this.
Right.
With like floppy arms side to side, like loose, almost like a dainty girl.
Like you know how somebody runs long distance? You ever seen a girl who runs long distance? She got her hands like this, and it's kind of like
that's how they teach you how to run it.
Steven Seagal. There's a clip on YouTube called Steven Seagal running like a girl, and it's a montage of all his movies of him running like a girl.
Oh shit!
He's like a human gazelle.
He does not.
So he has the opposite clause in his contract as Tom Cruise, basically.
Exactly. Like
as Tom Cruise,
running.
There's no running. Because
in
Tom, if you ever notice, as Carl has pointed out, there's always a running Tom Cruise scene in every Tom Cruise movie. Even in the trailer itself, there is a scene where Tom Cruise just in full sprint.
Weird stipulations.
Just think about it. Just think of every movie. Remember we saw the trailer for the new Mission Impossible, and I was like, Carl, let's see if there's this fucking running. Because I always try to call him on it, and it was the last clip of the trailer.
And he's like, getting it. Running his ass off.
In the theater, Carl was like, there it is. There it is.
I love it.
Who do you guys think is your favorite couple top action stars of all time?
It's not even that hard for me.
Well, for me, it's complicated. Because
why am I not surprised?
Because since I came through the 80s and the early 90s, you got a lot of those Saturday morning kung fu movies and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
So I used to watch a lot of those classic ones, like the five deadly venoms and all that stuff, and all the other super ninjas and all that stuff. And there was actually some certain lyrics of that. You had when Bruce Lee died, Bruce Lee came along and did his thing for a little bit, and he was kind of like half-assed.
Bruce who?
Bruce
Lee.
Bruce L.I.
Yeah, you don't remember that? Oh,
and there was Bruce L.E.I.
Yeah.
And then there was like Bruce L.A.I.
Yeah. When Bruce Lee died, they couldn't let him go. You know what I mean?
They couldn't let him go?
Yeah, so every time they find somebody that look like it, they throw their ass up on the screen, like, yo, try, homie. And they would do their thing for a while, but then they would just...
Absolutely. But think about it. That's why it's easy for me, though. Who's that main man action-wise? It's Bruce Lee, baby. First of all, there's no kung fu movie, there's no karate movie without Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
He's the first one that brought it into the scene.
Yeah.
There's no Steven Seagal, there's none of these. There's nobody without Bruce.
Yeah.
And think about it, Bruce was so amazing. Right, when he died, it created such a huge void that people like Seagal or Van Damme, they're like, Belgian karate guy. Okay, you're in. Get in there.
Yeah. Like Van Damme, I think he's a ballerina. I don't think he's even in like martial arts.
It wasn't until Jackie Chan. I think Jackie came
Chan,
along.
he was like the new Bruce Lee kind of situation. Him and the Jet Li situation.
Well, he's perfected the art of like that style of stage. I mean, a bunch of different styles of like stage combat.
Yeah, Jackie's like parkour.
Yeah, very much parkour, very physical, but very stunt and like reaction based. So, I mean,
I'm to say four names, but it's really just one person, and it's Jean-Claude Van Damme. That motherfucker is the GOAT. All right, no. Bruce Lee, of course, is the GOAT. You know what I mean? But to me, Bruce Lee is like Wilt Chamberlain. You know what I mean? To me, Bruce Lee is like Wilt Chamberlain. I didn't see Wilt play. You know what I mean? I seen the Bruce Lee movies, but I wasn't in that era. You know, so I can't really take credit for that. So my era is Van Damme. All right, and that dude.
He's a great actor. I give him that. He plays his. He killed. Bloodsport was my shit.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fuck that coked up motherfucker.
Yesterday,
I mean, come on.
The last time we had our
That's every person
the last
in
time we
Hollywood.
had our podcast, we were doing something with with Karate Kid, and my memories of Karate Kid aren't the greatest because
well, that's not much karate in Karate Kid.
Because to me, my Karate Kid was Bloodsport. Okay, that's my movie that I know.
Well,
the
Bloodsport was that same
is it the
era.
Kumite? The Kumite, right?
The Kumite,
Yes.
the fight where everybody dies.
Van Damme. One of the spots that we have on our show is we call it the Dream Kumite. And so we have people think of right here, right now, who do you want to see fight? And Devin came up with the first one, right here, right now, and he wanted to put that on the undercard of the Mayweather-McGregor card. Would be Van Damme versus Seagal right now in the ring.
Make it happen,
right
Dana White.
now.
Make it happen.
Exactly.
Like today, like their age
right
right
now.
now.
Right.
So call them both up on the couch.
Overweight, coked up, whatever you want.
And doing nothing. Okay,
You gotta
I
think
want you as is.
how much fucking pay-per-view money would that tag?
Oh my God,
man.
Worldwide, fucking Seagal and Van Damme are huge in Europe still.
Alright, but this is the
And in Russia and in the Ukraine.
All of those
But this
fucking
is-
crazy
but this
places.
is- But I want to add a little twist to it because you see, like I think we that kind of a matchup I think might be a little bit of a letdown because they're a little old and that kind of a huge like setting of like the ring and whatnot.
Yeah.
I say we have the same audience level, you know what I mean? But we film it or you air it in like a bar, so there's shit they can throw each other into. You know what I mean? There's tables, and there's, you know what I mean? Like so that was
Like an actual
that was
movie
really,
bar
yeah,
fight.
that was a real fight. You know what I
There you
mean?
go.
Like some
Bar
shit
fight.
like that. None that will get them get killed. Maybe not.
Maybe
You know
not.
what I mean?
Maybe
but
not.
like, but like that's how you do the fight. It's like, oh, that'd be dope.
Like, that is dope.
Yes. Both ready? There's a huge pile of blow in the middle of the room. Whoever wins the Kumite gets it. Go!
Good. They
Or
go
you just do it in the ring and just throw a lot of tables and like people in there. You know what I mean?
I'm sorry.
It's like
Blow or Russian hookers. We have to motivate Seagal also.
oh my god.
He said he wants both. He's like Dion. He needs both.
He's gonna fight hard. He'll fight hard.
You know
He'll
what I
fight
mean?
hard.
It's crazy. But yeah, no, it's crazy how things cross eras because like Jackie Chan. He's a great era crosser. Like I saw that Drunken Master that he did. That's a pretty
was the
old
jam.
movie,
Yeah.
probably back in the 80s.
Drunken
maybe. I don't know.
Master's
It's
like
pretty
yeah,
old.
yeah.
And man, some of the best shit I ever seen as far as I mean, they do like everything, and then he learns his style, and it's just like. It's just ill as hell, you know what I mean? So I like to see even those movies once again from so far back, and I guess because now they got the CGI, they got the strings and all that stuff. So it's just like even though I see it all happen, I know there's a whole bunch of help. But like a lot of those older movies and stuff, there was a certain amount of we had to work that out and time that just right, or somebody's getting their nose broken. You know what I mean?
right, exactly.
And it's a certain more, I guess, kind of a little bit more respect I got for some of the older
Yeah, with
ones.
Jackie
because of
Chan
that.
for sure, definitely. And actually, aside from the fact that I might get into some foreign subtitle shit, you know, I love watching. I can watch any Jackie Chan movie, whether I've heard of it or not, because I want to see this guy moving like a monkey, just going through. You know what I mean? Like just going
And
through
Jackie
shit
Chan-
and just hitting somebody in the head, like going through. I seen this one shit in Rush Hour. Remember when he's running away from the dude, and then he goes through like the dispense, you know, like at like a bank, you know, how they have that part you slide the money through, like dude slid through that shit.
Oh, man.
I was like, what the
Dude.
fuck?
He had some serious movies. I think he was like a cop in like Japan or
Super
Korea.
Cop.
He's like, yeah, it was Super Cop or something. Was that it? Oh, man, he was hot dog bullshit in there. I mean, ooh, like
Jackie,
amazing.
The best thing about Jackie's movies is watching his outtake clips at the end.
Yeah, that's the best.
All
yes.
the stunt things when he's
Yeah.
fucking himself up and cracking his face open and stuff like that. That's the stuff you gotta see.
Yeah, one of the outtakes in Rush Hour is him getting like stuck when he tried to go through.
Yeah.
Underneath. He's like, you seen it, right? Yeah. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah. Oh, you've seen Rumble in the Bronx?
Oh, Rumble in the Bronx.
That's what we used to call that Rumble in Vancouver.
Yeah.
It was filmed in Vancouver.
But dude, like
That was like his
the
first
best
big one,
part
too.
about it is the
American
movie's so
one.
dubbed. Like the audio is and the voices are so dubbed over. It even adds to how great it is. I think, oh my god, it made the movie so much better. Even like the Americans have their voices dubbed over. They're like, oh my god, we're gonna kill you badly.
Yeah, I get how that's nostalgic for some people, but it takes away from stuff to me. You know what I mean? The bad, I mean, just bad dubbing. I'd rather, for me, I would just always rather watch something in whatever language it's supposed to be in. You know what I mean? I'll read it. It's okay. I can read. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people don't like to read.
Yeah.
No, but the thing was
this is America.
Exactly. Right?
Don't get you slipping up reading.
For real.
But the thing about Rumble in the Bronx is that I believe that they weren't talking in a different language. I think it was just a bad boom guy that they were filming, and they had to dub everything. You know what I mean?
AD everything.
Yeah. ADR.
Oh, okay.
The whole movie.
I'm just telling. My job is to be pretty.
And I think whoever did that was the smartest thing they ever did. It made the movie fucking hilarious.
Mm-hmm. You know, Bruce Lee, to me, has two of the best all-time fight scenes. Just from Enter the Dragon. One of the ones is when he fights O'Hara, you know what I'm saying? When he squares off O'Hara, and he's slapping him upside the head. And in fact, one of the interesting things about that one is that when they filmed that, apparently, they would go back and look at the dailies, and they would notice, oh shit, we can't see Bruce.
Yeah.
Right? And then they had to speed up the shutter speed of the camera.
Say this again?
Yeah.
They couldn't see him?
It was too
no,
fast.
It was too fast.
They had to like either speed the camera up and like slow stuff down. Like so the stuff you're seeing that looks like regular speed, it's like slow motion. That's slow motion, actually slow motion. But to you, it looks like he's just. Exactly. He was that fast. Like Bruce Lee was crazy, dog. Like you seen about the little tournament joint, he wanted to punch and catch across the room with the nunchucks, dude. He hitting the ping pong joint like that. What, dude? Crazy. He was Jesus. He was Jesus. I tell you no lie.
For real. And he is the first MMA guy. The Jeet Kune Do is the first mixed martial arts system.
Yeah. He invented his own thing.
Pretty much. Yeah.
And invented his own food.
Mm-hmm.
His own food.
Yeah, his own martial arts. His Jeet Kune Do.
Food.
Yeah, he's fighting food.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
What do you call it? What other movies, hit your heart when it comes to action?
Classic action stuff. Well, I mean, you gotta give Wesley Snipes a good job during his Blade series. That was a good action series and whatnot. He really did his thing and whatnot.
Yeah,
he was in so many other movies, like what was Demolition
Passenger
Man 57. Back in the day with Sylvester Stallone.
57. Always bet on black.
Always bet on black.
He had a great run and whatnot as the top guy. A lot of the Denzel movies, of course.
Bert, why don't you tell everyone out there with the little piece of trivia you shared with me in the car earlier?
Pretty funny. I was reading this article on supposedly the most pain in the ass actors to work with in the industry. And surprisingly or not surprisingly, our boy Wesley Snipes is on there. And supposedly when they were filming, I think the second or third Blade, the one that Ryan Reynolds is on, he referred to Ryan Reynolds as that cracker.
Could you imagine?
Where's that cracker?
Yeah, like being on set and like Wesley Snipes is yelling at you like that.
Ryan Reynolds is like, all right.
Okay. Like that.
You're such a nice guy.
Okay then.
I'm right here,
About
Mr.
that.
Snipes. Here's your coffee, Mr.
Come on! I
Snipes.
told you not to call me that. Come on.
Right.
Who's laughing now?
I can definitely see that, like in his Nino Brown kind of voice, kind of style, like just like.
That's right.
I have a slight feeling that Deadpool is going to do just a little bit better than Blade did.
Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Isn't he in tax trouble still? Wesley, is he still in tax
Probably.
trouble?
I think he went to jail for it and got out.
He's out.
And whatnot. But he does what most, because artists are stupid. You know what I mean? And like numbers and like time and all that shit. We ain't with
drugs.
that shit. Yeah. So it's just like you always end up being like, yo, just take care of my money and just pay this. And then you get some dude who's like, oh yeah, sure, I'm paying it for you there, buddy. Yeah, sure, I got you. And then next thing you know, 2 years later, you owe the government $400,000 and you ain't had a movie in a year, and now you got to go to jail for 6 months.
And knocking on your door. Yep. I think he was in Expendables 3.
Oh yeah, he should
definitely
be.
was.
He needs to be. Because
Yeah.
he pick his money up.
He probably called up Sly and was like, "Hey man," Sly's like, "Oh."
We should have
Wesley's
Sly
like,
to the station.
"Hey Cracker, what's up, Cracker?"
Hey, we need to simulate that whole phone call.
Like that.
Yeah, we need to simulate that whole conversation right there.
Wesley, I told you not to call
and like Wesley, he can understand everything.
Right, yeah,
He hears everything.
You said you were gonna put me in Expendables.
Oh man, don't give me that shit.
Oh man, I'm just teasing. Love you guys.
Hilarious. Which those are some pretty good movies, to be fair. Also, The Expendables.
That's right. They got all your favorites in there.
Yeah, we getting ripped up in Expendables too. Like I mean, it's like 1,000 ways to die in that motherfucker.
Yeah,
like, I see
yeah.
this, people's heads getting blown off, split to shit. Like
Yeah.
holy fuck.
Yeah, there's gonna be some blood splatter.
That's what I'm always wanting to see is a good, innovative kill. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Bring me something new. We've seen people get their faces blown off and stuff like that. I want to see something cool and innovative. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Show me
like
something
unique
new.
ways, unique deaths in movies.
And actually in Equalizer there was one. Like one I remember one of the Home Depot kills was really cool. it was like a pitchfork. He had a homeboy coming by next to it like a shelf, and he was on the other side of the shelf with a fucking pitchfork. And he waited for the guy to stick his head real close, and he was like, "Yeah!" And he fucking sporked him like a melon.
Oh man.
Oh yeah,
right.
dude.
That's what we call a family film.
A family film. No.
Exactly.
What was it? I don't know if you guys watch Westworld, but in one of the episodes, this was pretty creative. They took this nitro, right, and it's like acid or something, like whatever the way they portrayed it in the show, and like this villain, he was letting everyone that was he was threatening. Like he'd get like a shot glass of nitro and have you like walk across the room with it, because if it's spilling your hand, like
nitroglycerin,
you know what I mean, right? So when one of the heroes like finally gets free, he has the guy like drink the fucking nitro, right? So he's all like, and then he gives a gun to the dude that was like he wanted to kill him the most. He was like, take care of him. And then by him shooting him with the nitro, he just explodes.
That's pretty fucking sweet.
That's hilarious.
That's a great creative job.
That's good Mortal Kombat, though.
Like that. That's pretty cool. I know that's
It wasn't
definitely a
a Mortal
flawless
Kombat.
victory.
Oh, Mortal Kombat. Ooh, we should get into that shit. Oh my god, like that's one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
And it was the first game that I can remember that, oh my god, motherfucker, I'm ripping your fucking heart out of your
Right,
fucking
right.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It was like oh,
Biting your face off,
Yeah.
right? All kind of shit was happening in that game.
I'm like, holy shit. And the people in the video game were like, it was right before like the PlayStation like age or like Polygon, so the people were like real people look like, you know what I
they
mean?
digitize actors in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm like, is this a real tournament? Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, is Mortal Kombat going down somewhere? Like, holy shit.
Yeah. Well, it was supposed to be the Kumite, right? Pretty much spun back
Oh,
out.
the real Kumite.
Like on the real Kumite. But you know,
With the blood?
They shit on the movies, because if I remember right, the movies wasn't shit.
Yeah.
Hold
It was
on,
like,
time out,
that shit looked so bad. That shit was like claymation.
Yeah, no, exactly. It's like
Pause.
watching Avengers sometimes. It's like watching Gumby fight. You're like,
Yeah.
It's like bouncing around.
Hold on. Mortal Kombat 1 was okay. The first, no.
That's like saying He-Man Masters of the Universe 1 with Dolph Lundgren was okay.
Yeah.
No, dude. Pause on that.
That's like
Mortal
saying Van
Kombat
Damme
1
is
is
the
okay.
goat.
Mortal Kombat 2 is something different. That's whole. I actually left the theater and me and my friend asked for our money back. That's when we realized that. That's what I realized.
The love affair was over.
That you can't get refunds on a movie. I was like, hold on, how can we not get our money back? This movie sucks.
But I want it back.
No.
Exactly.
But it's just like that same joke. Was like, you ever seen that ESPN commercial? It was like, what's the greatest movie ever in golfing? Caddyshack. Greatest movie, Caddyshack. Greatest movie, Caddyshack. What's the worst movie? Caddyshack 2. Right? You know?
Does our video girl, do you have a favorite fight thing, Shindara? Do you have a favorite fight?
Come on, budding fight star.
Oh man, my favorite. I think one of my favorites were actually in The Sweetest Thing when they're. I actually don't remember a lot. I'm pretty high right now, so I don't know if I could actually remember a lot of stuff. It actually wasn't a fight scene. It was actually a musical scene, and they were singing about dicks. That's all I remember.
Like I said in the beginning, big and small. That's my type. All right. That's my
you guys
kind
have
of
seen
fight
the John
scene.
Wick stuff, right?
Yeah, I've seen.
yeah,
I saw the
That's
first
good.
one. I haven't seen
nice
the
long
second
takes,
one, right?
very long action takes. They just let the guys go. It's really,
People,
really well shot stuff.
Like that movie doesn't have. I'm not too sure if anything sticks out of any like unique kill scenes, but people getting fucked up. Like it's
It's like a trail of bodies. Exactly.
It's some straight up like gory shit that you like one of those. Like it doesn't work.
Kill my dog.
It was one of those things that like. To me, in the movies, nothing worse than like when the guy has like the knife trying to kill him, and then the guy can like bend the guy's hand back and like make him
that's
like
so whack.
and make him
Exactly.
like stab himself
So,
like slowly,
yeah.
Not even fast. It's like
Yeah, the slow.
it's like holy shit, that's like the worst shit. And John Wick does that like at least once every 10 minutes in that movie.
They need
least
they need to bring back some old Arnold kills. You know what I mean? Like stick it out and stuff like let off a little
one-liners.
steam, Bennett. Like you know what I'm saying? Like good one-liners. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like,
You know
all
what?
that shit.
Right?
Come on, man.
What I just realized too, and maybe when it comes to like acting and fighting and stunts, no one, and they should, but no one recently brings up The Rock. And like, he's not a fighter necessarily. You know, he's a pro wrestler.
He doesn't flex that ability, really.
Only in like the Rundown and like
the Rundown is actually a really good movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie.
It is a good movie. That's the one with
Sean William Scott.
Sean William Scott.
Isn't Johnny Knoxville in that one too?
Knoxville's, right.
No, I think it's Knoxville.
No, he's in another
Knoxville
one.
is in the one where like he's in a town that's all like being.
Knoxville and Sean William Scott are in Dukes of Hazzard.
No. The Rock and Johnny Knoxville are in another movie in which like
yes,
and
but
the
casino,
casino
sheriff or something, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I forgot
with the casino. It's like standing tall, walking tall.
Yes,
that's what Johnny Knoxville.
But
there's one with like you said with Christopher Walken and The Rock and Sean William Scott. And there's an excellent scene where like
my car, dude.
There's an excellent scene where I think Christopher Walken has like a whip. And he's like trying to whip The Rock, and The Rock does like one like those Spider-Man joints where like he like jumps once, and like the tail end of the whip is coming back to get him, and he misses that too. Like it's a pretty cool like little slow motion joint.
Dude. And then also in that movie was there when he fought all those like natives and they were swinging from trees, like doing capoeira or something.
So he fights Ernie Reyes Jr. in that movie. I think Ernie Reyes Jr. plays like a native guy. Right?
Is he professional?
Ernie Reyes Jr. is son of a professional old karate guy, and Ernie Reyes Jr. is just.
Are you kidding? You know who he is?
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, you guys know who he is.
Do you know who Ernie Reyes Jr. is?
Sidekicks. Ernie Reyes Jr.
Was he Short Round in Indiana Jones?
No, he was not short round. he's in The Last Dragon.
I know him.
Oh,
he's the little kid in The Last Dragon.
Okay,
dude. I know him from doing one move.
Which
one move only. Have you ever seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Oh yes,
2?
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Have you seen?
Was he like one of the teenage friends or something?
Yeah,
he's the pizza kid.
He's the pizza kid.
That's right.
And he did the coolest move of all time.
Wait, so he's been in movies ever since he was like a little kid, right?
Yeah.
Dude, he did the coolest move of all time. Where like. He's with the turtle, he tries to infiltrate the Foot Clan, for them, and he doesn't move. Where like he tries to kick someone, and they grab his foot, right? And you think he's stuck. He's like, oh fuck, and then he does like the spin in the air where he kicks you with his back foot and like,
the back foot.
Holy shit,
yeah, kind of like Guile in Witchmajiggy.
So you had like your foot, so like your foot was like caught right here, and he was like, pow, you know what I mean? Like, but it looked so fucking smooth. I was like, nice. As a 10-year-old, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I think he's been in movies for like years, like
since he was a kid.
All through like the 80s and all that stuff. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Another goat, but
shout out
in
to
the game
is
the real Chun-Li.
Ooh.
No Chun-Li. Oh no.
Oh, do you mean the video game Chun-Li?
No, the real Chun-Li. His name was Chun-Li in the Kumite, but I think his name was Bolo. You know who Bolo is?
You're talking about Chong-Li.
Yeah, Chong-Li.
Yeah, Bolo, of course. Bro.
Yeah, you know that dude, right?
Bolo's been in every action movie ever made.
What is that dude? Is he like alive?
Yeah, I don't know. He's like the Stan Lee of this shit.
He lives in San Gabriel Valley.
Really?
He's got a son that competes bodybuilding too, Bolo.
Damn.
Bolo.
Nice.
He's funny. I knew a guy who grew up with him, who grew up with his son, who used to train like bodybuilding with his son.
Yeah.
And supposedly Bolo and Van Damme your boy Van Damme are still tight.
Okay.
Because they did all those movies together. Right?
I gotta see Bolo. I gotta see how Bolo looks today.
You all right?
But I love you, Bolo, but I'm sure Bolo's old as fuck.
Bolo.
But he's probably still got some stories. He's probably still got some stories though.
Yeah. It's like he seems like one of those guys that probably should have been the star, but he looked like such a badass. They had to make him the villain every time.
Right? When you first saw him, they were like, "Did you make Chinese dudes this big?" Really?
Yeah. He was slow. He's doing the kung fu. This is the powerhouse.
I think he had a movie called another spin-off called Chinese Hercules or something like that.
Chinese Hercules.
I need to Google that.
Hey,
all right, that's my new rap name. Black Chinese Hercules. Yes, that's my new rap name.
More Black Hyundai?
Yeah, nah. Chinese Hercules. That's what I'm across the water. You know what I mean? Like, I'm only Black Hyundai in America, man. I'm Chinese Hercules and I'm across the border, dog.
That's awesome.
When you're in the water, it's Big Cruise.
Big Cruise.
When
I'm on
land, Black Hyundai.
Black Hyundai.
When overseas, Black Hercules. No, Chinese Hercules.
Chinese Hercules.
For the international market.
Chinese Hercules, man. I got slanted eyes, man. The girls used to say it back then. It's like, oh, you got slanted eyes. What, you got Chinese people in your family? I'm like, I don't know. I'm from Philly, bitch. I'm
Chinese Hercules.
Dude. That's right.
Well, do you guys have any favorite fighters, like professional fighters currently?
Well, I gotta
You guys follow the MMA? Yeah.
That's what our show focuses a lot on. We start out with a main card breakdown of a fight. So imagine De Sousa Mero meets Mystery Science Theater. And for all you guys out there listening,
That's right.
shout out to Jesus Samaro. You guys are awesome.
We love
And same thing with Fire and the Kid. Took some inspiration from those guys too.
And Joe.
But yeah, all of them. Anyways, so we start out with a main like professional fight that we break down, and that's when we do our Mystery Science Theater mode in front of a screen and bring the audience in, and we just kind of talk over it and give our perceptions. But we always host a guest like we do here. And for our first episode, we had professional fighter Albert the Warrior
Morales.
Shout out to Albert. We're gonna go see him later today.
That's right. We trained together at the Carlson Gracie South Bay for jiu-jitsu down in Torrance.
Yeah. Yo, so Bert, by the way, this brings up a good point. Bert, why don't you give everyone a little bit of background about how you got your start? Bert was an actor in New York.
Awesome.
He's acted in action movies and comedies. He's acted in a bunch of shit. It's pretty good. So
yeah, I'm really old because I'm Chinese.
Yeah.
I'm gonna quote Ali Wong. You guys know that she says, "Black don't crack, but Asian don't die." So I'm old. And like 20 years ago, I was doing some acting and stuff. Got to dabble with a little action stuff and choreography and everything, and a lot of performance art and music. I even did music for a while. That was a lot of fun. But since then, I've done a lot of other things, and I've always trained martial arts pretty much in my almost my entire life, my adult life. You know, since I was a kid, I was obviously very inspired by Bruce Lee. You know, the original yellow man who took no shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
No, absolutely.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, all right. That's right. Fuck you. No, I'm just kidding. Exactly.
Yeah, and he had his style. He was like the Rakim of karate.
Yeah.
Rakim of karate.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Good.
Right.
Because he took it and had his own individual style to it and made it kind of cool at the same time. It wasn't just kind of like the staple kind of it was like
But he was still bringing some science. Absolutely.
It was swag, boy.
So yeah, absolutely, man. So fighting, it's kind of all over us right now. You know, I've always been a big fan of UFC. I remember years ago, one of my first ideas was like, hey, we should do a reality show called Who Wants to Be an Ultimate Fighter and follow someone around who wants to be an Ultimate Fighter. And I remember pitching it to a producer friend of mine in like 2000, probably like 2. And he was like, no, it'll never sell. No one will ever watch that shit. I was like, okay. The next year or two, what was out? Fucking Ultimate Fighter. And I was like, this motherfucker's name better not be on the credits. Or I'll hunt him down. But we've been always wanted to do something with fighting. And Devin and I actually worked together at a bar. And one of the, Devin's got his a very unique background in production and in comedy and just a jack of all trades, if I might say so.
Yeah, a Renaissance man.
You know what I'm saying? For real, yeah, for real. And we just kind of started talking. Wouldn't it be great if we should have a show like this? And we kind of came up with Fight Dub, and we have segments. So we have every episode we have the main card, like Devin says. So we'll refer to something that's from the martial art, from the MMA canon, basically something recent or something that happened a while ago or whatever. And then we have a segment called "Why Did I Get Into That Fight?" Every week on Why Did I Get Into That Fight? We'll show a clip and we'll break that down.
Nice.
Right? And we'll also have another segment called Are You Sure You're a Black Belt? Okay. Kind of a rhetorical question. Then we got Technique of the Week, which we've talked about before, and that could be anything. That could be a real thing, or it could be running like a girl. You know what I'm saying? and then we have another one. Shout out to Bruce. The last segment is called The Art of Fighting Without Fighting, and that's when we break down movie clips. Good movie clips and bad movie clips. And we're all over the place. And now finally, all my years of watching crazy martial arts shit has paid off. Because, I've got a log of I've been watching shit since the 70s and 80s. You know what I mean? Like, right, Carl? Right? Yeah. I'm way with you, bro. Yeah, absolutely.
Bert is the encyclopedia behind our fight stuff. Like, Bert will be like, one of our guests will say something like, oh yeah, he did this back in 87. He's like, oh yeah, I remember that fight. It was this, and give like the fucking stats and shit. And I was just like, oh my God. All right. But dude, we got the idea for this basically by working together and watching fights on the TV while at work and talking shit and having fun. And we were like, dude, this could be kind of like a show, And one thing this has been a year in the making, and we're finally ready. We're launching our first 3 episodes, but they will be up by the time this airs.
Nice.
So you
Congrats
can
on
YouTube,
that.
check out.
Thanks, fellas. Thank you.
Fight
Thanks
Dub.
for having us here.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah, man, we got some big guests we're trying to get on, but I try to blur the lines of fighting and comedy. And one of the things I like about the show a lot is that it's not necessarily centric on violence. There's a lot of stuff like the segments that we pull like examining fighting like dances in different cultures and things was debatable. Also like fake martial arts teachers, like the guy who does chi and like don't touch people and knock people down without even touching them. So like the things that we show, it's not just, I want people out there to be clear, like it's Fight Dub and we talk MMA, but it's not necessarily all just people getting punched in the face and blood on the mat. Like it's much more, we try to make it more about humanity's experience with fighting in its whole history. So whether that's comedic or it's violent or whatever, we try to look at it all. That's why we go everything from like world star hip hop to a professional fight to a movie. Or like we'll have a themed episode where we do all our animated stuff and all whatever. So anyways, that's my plug.
You guys should do like a David Carradine Kung Fu week. Some of those slow ass Kung Fu
Oh my
scenes.
God! Let me tell you something. Even when I was like 5 years old, I'm like, what's wrong with this guy?
Right?
Why does he look like that? Why, he's not Chinese. I'm like, this motherfucker is not Chinese. Why is he squinting his eyes like that?
I was so confused. I was like, wait, he's a white guy, right? Like, but he look Asian, and he doing some kung fu, but it's like
years ago, I had a.
Hold on.
Exactly. Like he doesn't. Wait a minute. This guy doesn't know what he's doing.
he don't know what he's doing.
I did. Remember they brought his show back. They had the Kung Fu: The Legend Continues in the 90s.
Yeah. They tried to bring it back.
This guy called the Ancient who was in it. Remember he was in like Lethal Weapon 4 and all this stuff. He's Uncle Benny. He's the old Asian cat with the fucking Fu Manchu and the long ass white hair and stuff like that. Uncle Benny, right?
Yeah. He been a lot.
And I did an adult. I did a student film with him back in the day. And I remember talking to him. Right? I was about to say adult film, but no, that was something else. Yeah, and definitely not with the Ancient. And but I did a film with the Ancient. His name is Kim Chan, and I remember asking him, "What was it like to work with David Carradine?" I was like, "I got to tell you, because I've sworn an oath to attack him on sight for the atrocities committed against the Asian people.
I've sworn an oath
to attack." And this is the funniest. He went, "Oh," he said. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's like, he doesn't know how to fight. And he said, and he told me that every time they were looking to try to film an episode or a scene in Kung Fu: The Legend Continues, that he was passed out somewhere.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
Hold on, how did he die again? Didn't he kill himself?
Oh, he's choking himself in Thailand.
He was he was with the prostitute, getting like a blowjob, hanging himself in the closet, so he kind of like that squirt effect while you choke.
Michael Hutchins style.
The choke and squirt.
That is hilarious.
That's
how he died?
That's right. You know how
he died. He died by accident.
Yep.
That's sounds like a 70s dance move.
It sounds like
wasn't it? He was right. He was in a Hangover. Wasn't he in Hangover? In the third Hangover or something?
Was he?
I don't know.
He may have been the tattoo guy.
Maybe he died around the same time.
Possibly.
No, it sounds like he had the low. It seems like he had the discount package for the Make Me Dead.
Right.
He had to get the ground level where we just make you die in the worst way possible. Dude, the prostitute hanging in a closet.
Yeah, I think he was filming a movie or something. I don't know what it was. I think he was out there filming a movie, so I guess he just had some free time and. He figured he'd go down to the red light district, find a friend and
get his freak on,
do something a little different, and I got carried away. Or the government was after him, they fucking killed him.
You're trying to make black movies now?
Yeah, I'm just saying. Back in the day, I think his old school name was David Cocaine Carradine. That's all I'm saying.
Is that Cocaine Carradine?
I don't think that was his name back in the day. I think that's.
Right.
Cocaine.
That's just Cocaine Carradine.
Speaking of cocaine, how about that Conor McGregor we got over here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
When
you guys know, what's going on with everything about? Okay,
I saw he spazzed out and he wants to like fight some guy. So I thought it was just like an intimidation, Mike Tyson, I'm gonna eat your babies kind of thing.
I thought it was something just
probably a little of that. It's probably a little for show, theatrical. Yeah. But it's probably all because he's like going to Ski Mountain and like he bro. All right, so his a guy who works with him and like one of his friends that trains with him in his camp was fighting in New York on a UFC card, and then apparently there was an altercation at the weigh-in.
That's right.
That's when he flipped out, right?
That's
when he flipped out, right?
With his friend and the guy Khabib that he was fighting.
Khabib was. One of his friends had a beef with this guy, another Russian guy named Artem Lobov, who's in Conor's camp.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Yeah. So, anyways, they get into a little tussle or whatever the fuck happened at the hotel or at the weigh-in, whenever. Conor hears about it back in Ireland and gets his fucking gang of Goonies together and flies on a private jet straight to fucking Madison Square Garden. Well, not straight to, but straight to Brooklyn or New York, and then gets one of his people who has press credentials on the inside to go in and unlock the back doors and let him and his crew in, and they storm the buses. The fighters were on the bus leaving the center after the weigh-ins. That's what it was. Yeah. And these are like not just Khabib, the guy who's mad at, but all the other fighters on the card that had nothing to do with it. Yeah. And him and his team started like rioting outside the buses and like throwing dollies and guardrails. Yeah. They threw a fucking guardrail through the front windshield or through some side windshield, and it cut a fighter on his face and eye. He pulled from the fight. Dude, this is a big fucking deal.
There's lawsuits going on.
And McGregor was doing like 90% of that too, wasn't he? Wasn't he the main one throwing stuff into the stuff?
No, it's gonna be him and one of his boys, basically. Yeah. But mostly on Conor for sure. Jesus. Because they were on that jet plane coming over and like, you know what we're gonna do, guys?
And we're drinking fucking JMO like it's water.
They let's go. They got off the plane like
raging,
screaming like and they're nowhere near the garden yet.
Conor's got his own whiskey. Well, yeah. So, anyways, this is what I was trying to think, like, is this for show? Because the reason, there's two reasons why it makes me think that. A, that's a hell of a fucking promotion for a fight. Yeah, and their goal is to, like, get numbers up and get pay-per-views up. Yeah. That makes kind of sense as a strategy move. Yeah. Maybe Conor went too far if he got, like, the wink-wink, nudge-wudge to go do that. Yeah. But also, there hasn't yet been a lot of reaction from the UFC as an organization about this. Normally, bro, fucking John Jones pissed just a little bit dirty, and they freaked out and banned him. And other fighters have done crazy shit and had zero tolerance for. Conor gets away with fucking murder.
Well, I think it has almost like the pro wrestling WCW, WWF, old school NWA, ECW. Ric Flair and them jumping you in the parking lot.
The drama, exactly.
Yeah, kind of thing.
Remember, like he's their LeBron. He's their Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Like they can't really. He probably has a bit more.
Yeah.
He also hasn't fought in forever though, so he hasn't made them money.
He's actually more than their LeBron and more than their Steph Curry. You know what I mean? Because he's like, there's a LeBron, there's a bunch of like NBA stars basically, but for Conor, there's few MMA people that have the same cachet.
Exactly. There's no one else in MMA.
He's like their Michael Jordan because he's transitioning the game, and he came at a time similar to like how Michael Jordan came along the time where TV spread around the world. So unlike somebody like Dr. J who didn't have as much TV coverage, Jordan came at the perfect time where sneaker brands were giving deals and they were spreading everything out worldwide. So his height at the perfect time of TV jumping, he was that first big one. And I see Conor McGregor as that with doing the fight he did with Floyd Mayweather and all that. Absolutely. He kind of is the reach out guy. You know what I mean?
Tiger Woods, basically. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah, so I see them giving him a little bit more leeway. But at the same time, I did hear Dana White say some shit. And like that's how I knew
they do
about
like a public condoning of it, and realistically, I don't know what they can do until like all the legal shit is sorted out, because they have a criminal case against him now. They've got to go to court for in New York for, I think, misdemeanor or felony charges of assault, something like that.
He's trying to fight too. They're trying to set up the fight.
Yeah, they're trying to set up the fight, and one of his lawyers are asking the court to allow him to fight because it's work.
Yeah, it's a work permit.
For work permit, and it's like his income. So I don't know if that'll go, but then after the criminal stuff gets taken care of and settled, then he's got to worry about all the personal injury and all the lawsuits. Because there's that fighter got pulled from the card, didn't even get to fucking fight, loss of income. He's gonna have to write some checks, man. You got people got damaged. Rose Namajunas almost didn't fight at all, and that was the fight where she won the championship. So like, defended it. I'm sorry, but one, whatever. Same difference. Sorry, Rose, love you. Anyways,
please come on the show, Rose.
Yeah, for real. Awesome human being. You and your fiance both.
Oh, Pat Bear, you're hilarious. I love you.
Anyways, but the thing about that, like, you're preparing to go into a championship fight, and the night before or like 2 days before, this fucking basically street ball happens. Like, they're athletes. They're not thinking about getting drunk in a bar and fighting. They're like, oh, I'm going to compete. It's like the Olympics.
Yeah.
Imagine it's like fucking freak somebody out. You're like, oh my God, I was just on my bus going back to the hotel and a fucking dolly came through the window. You know, like, but and it's especially because it's like one of their own too. It's like, oh my God, it's Connor. Like, why is he doing this?
Is he from Ireland or anything? Is he one of those IRA terrorist types?
Well, he's definitely from Ireland, but he's not IRA.
I'm just checking. You know, he's doing terrorist acts like at Olympics.
But you're right,
you know,
Devin. Imagine like the Rockets coming down to like the Warriors press conconference and storming their bus and throwing their shit. You know what I mean? Throwing shit at them and smashing the shit up.
That sounds kind of cool, actually.
right? We give him a little more juice after that.
Like, I'm watching that game.
Well, you know what? Let's talk about sports and fighting. One of the few sports that fighting is still allowed. Hockey, yo.
Yes.
Hockey. I love hockey. Shout out to Tampa Bay Lightning. Woo! We're in the semifinals right now. It's East Coast
I don't think the
Championship.
Flyers are in it at all.
No, we just got kicked out like 2 rounds ago. We lost like 2 rounds.
You guys both from Philly?
No, I'm
No,
from
New York. Yeah, he's a Ranger. But I'm a bro.
New York?
I'm not a Ranger. I go to the Devils.
Devils.
Oh, it's
Jersey.
Devils.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's up? I didn't know you're from Jersey.
Neil's
Where you
Jersey.
I used to live in Ridgewood also.
Oh my God, Ridgewood. I went to Rutgers.
Rutgers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do you know the legend of the Ridgewood Ninja?
Ooh.
In the 80s, this happened. In the 80s in Ridgewood, New Jersey, this is you can Google this. As a postal worker who dressed up as a ninja and went apeshit, and with a ninja sword and went and attacked a bunch of people.
Wow.
And that's the legend of the Ridgewood Ninja.
Wow.
Actually, I did hear this story. I didn't know it was a ninja.
I didn't know it was a
But
See, they're trying to hide that shit
But
from
I've
you.
always heard of the term of like going postal.
Yeah.
Comes from that.
Yeah,
That guy.
he's one of the first for sure.
Yeah, one of the first.
That is awesome.
So you ever be like, it comes from like a person went ape shit at the post office in my town. That's why you ever hear that term.
He's the original postal guy.
Yeah.
The guy that's ninja.
Ridgewood, I love it. That's awesome. I used to live in Palisades Park too.
Oh, dude,
right behind me.
that's awesome. Hell yeah. Yeah, he's stuck in Philadelphia and shit.
Yeah.
Hey,
you
know what I'm
got your
saying?
team this year. You guys got
Yeah, we looking good.
Eagle
we got
Beagle.
The Eagles. The Eagles did great and whatnot. You know what
That's
I'm
right.
saying?
Suck
Sixers
it,
did
New
okay.
England.
You
Sorry.
know, that's right.
Boston did exact revenge quickly.
Yeah. But Tom Brady didn't get none of that.
Tom Brady.
That's what's most important.
That's
Because
right. None for you.
That's right. If you do anything in life, you beat Tom Brady. That's all I know.
The best, the best was because I didn't want. I wanted just Eli to be the only one that could beat Brady. You know what I mean?
Eli.
You know, but at the same time, remember how Eli had that like hilarious commercial? With,
Oh yeah, the
with Beckham?
commercial. Yeah.
So the meme was like Brady is still 0-3 in any Super Bowl that Eli has appeared
showed
in.
up there. Yeah.
The best. We should have had those 19-1 shirts made that year.
Oh, dude.
19-1.
Or 18 and
No, we got good. I think even the Phillies is doing kind of half decent right now too. They're gonna fuck that up though by midseason.
Well, actually,
That's the spirit.
I was thinking.
I'm from Philly. That's how we do. That's how we celebrate.
Well,
MMA, like, I don't know why they have as difficult as a time to like promote their people. You know, they've done it somehow with Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
You know, I think if you just from the outside looking in, it looks as if they're really worried about like bringing up like 30 guys at one time rather than like just favoring like 2 or 3 guys and like just giving them like. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but their market, they would love to have 10 Conor McGregors.
Yeah.
Because they would get more views and more pay-per-views. Think about the amount of money that the UFC makes compares to the boxing is stupid. Boxing outrules UFC 10-1.
Yeah.
And in finances. And imagine for that pay-per-view fight of Mayweather-McGregor. Yeah. Well, McGregor's last fight, I think he made, what, $2 million or something for that?
$2 million, yeah.
That's it?
He made 100.
Mayweather's more than that. 2, I think he made.
Yeah, Mayweather made about 200.
So I just financially, they would love to have those superstars. You had Ronda Rousey in it at the same time as Conor McGregor was, and excuse me, but they, so you can have superstars like that coexist. Yeah. I think that they just don't exist because UFC MMA is real. And people really get punched in the face versus like WWE, where it's like, oh, this week we're gonna prop up The Rock, and then we're gonna have Chris Jericho, and we're gonna have the villain and the hero, and create a story.
Yeah, they were accusing them of that with Ronda Rousey. I remember they were saying, "Oh, Ronda Rousey's like Mike Tyson. You only fight losers, and they're ducking the grill fights." And
you can't predict fights. There's been so many upsets. Look at fucking Nate Diaz, my boy Nate.
You guys gotta come
up second. Yeah, I fucking love Nate. And I love Conor too. But anyways, greatest fight. One of my favorites. And this upset, fucking got him on the second fight. We're waiting for round 3.
But what I was trying to say wasn't like, because you kind of just etched on it right there. You said that it can't get 10 of like they would love to have 10 of them. Like I'm not, me as a casual fan, I'm not looking for 10. I wouldn't mind just 2 or 3 others. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't care if they're good or not. I just want to know who they are. You know what I mean? Like, I would just give as much media exposure as you're giving to him. Just 2, 3 guys. I don't care if they're good or not. There's a guy.
So you need attitude and showmanship.
He's got the swag, exactly.
There's a guy who's a boxer. I think his name is Adrian Bronner.
Yeah,
I don't think he's that good at all.
No,
like, I don't think he's not undefeated or nothing. But I know everything. This guy is always on like social media doing some stupidness and whatnot. Like I think the MMA does a good job of doing that with Conor. I think they can just do that too. If they had like 2 or 3 others that I just knew about, they don't have to be the greatest. They just got. I know their haircut. I know the way that, you know what I mean. Like
I think they just need a better marketing thing, and they need to press more of maybe a celebrity crossover fights. Press more celebrity crossover fights that maybe not have a real fight value.
I heard that 50 Cent signed a deal with Bellator.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they signed. But he was in talks. He's like always trying to promote him fighting with what's his face?
Mayweather, right?
No. It was not Mayweather, and he's got some Rampage. He's with Rampage.
Really?
Yeah. He was gonna fucking fight. 50 wants to fight Rampage,
no, he doesn't.
And he put it up on like his social media, and he's like something like instigate like a side by side of them, and he's like, if we get the money right. Holler at me, where's the money?
Rampage is probably about 150 pounds bigger than fucking 50 Cent.
Yeah, but I think he wanted to do a boxing match, not a fighting.
Yeah, 50 Cent was a Golden Glove boxer.
Funny fact, found
He's
this
a Golden
out.
Glove boxer?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Are you 100% positive on that?
Google it right now. I'm almost positive about it.
He doesn't drink or do drugs or anything, so it seems like, I could.
He's always got
somebody told me that he claimed to be
one-on-one, so he's already kind of been known for fisticuffs.
No, but I mean, all of his posts, he always has something to say about the boxing world. Like,
should I ask Siri right now?
No, but I know what you're saying, that you can't predict who's going to be great, especially this style of fighting. I'm just trying to say, like, whoever is great or not, I'll at least like to know who they are, so that it would make me have something invested in the fight.
You don't want to know someone who's not great though. If they suck, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Like,
you don't want to know. Who cares about bench warmers?
I would love to see someone who sucks, but they think they're the greatest. And I just want to
that's
see
called
this guy
that's called CM Punk.
You right?
Do you know this? You know who CM Punk is?
No.
He's a wrestler, like a WWE wrestler, and he had a fight in UFC.
Yeah.
And he got destroyed. And he's got another fight coming up in which I'm willing to bet again he will be destroyed.
They should pump that shit.
Sorry, CM Punk. You should leave the fighting to the guys who've been training their whole fucking lives, not coming in on some hobby. Oh, I think I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
And that's one of the beauties I love about MMA is because it is so versatile in a lot of the disciplines, because it combines expertise from jiu-jitsu, boxing, wrestling, anything, kickboxing, Muay Thai, all of it, and you can take the best of what works for you and your body type. Like, I'm sure a heavyweight is going to fight totally different than somebody's like a lightweight or welterweight or something shit like that.
Like those Gracie family guys. Those are the jiu-jitsu guys.
Shout out Gracie.
They was taking anybody and anything that walked around down. Like the dude looked like a fool in that stupid gi and shit. Got the high waters and shit. They gonna whoop his ass. He could just
wrap him up and choke them out. Exactly.
Use their weight against him, shift him, and it's just like it's amazing. You wouldn't think that would be such a dominant style.
I'll tell you, there's a guy named Jocko Willnick. He's a Navy SEAL.
Yeah,
he's
awesome.
He's really cool. But he breaks down. He said, "This is the most effective ways to defend yourself." And the first thing he says is guns. Everyone's got guns. Train yourself in a gun. That's the best thing to have. Yeah. And right from guns, after that, he goes, second is jujitsu. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And that's a big jump. You know what I'm saying? From guns to jujitsu. You know what I'm saying? You're not even throwing like knives or
Jiu-jitsu.
Just jujitsu. But it's true, dude. I mean, as someone who weighs 145 pounds, I mean, I can control people who are way bigger than me, and some people who also know what they're doing. And if you don't know what you're doing, you're done. I can tell you right now, you're gonna be in a world of shit.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on? Shit, exactly.
Right. And it's happening, just like, what's going on?
Exactly. Get it off me. You know what I mean? Like that.
Hilarious. So when is the wait? You guys said you guys got 3 episodes coming out and whatnot. Is there a planned date, or are we still in the transitional phase?
I tell you what, we will make our release date right now, the airing of this show.
Shazam!
There you go. You know what I'm saying? That's right. Skitbags Radio. We be having new shit for you every time, every day, when you want to play.
Happened right here.
Heard it here first.
Exclusive.
Coming in hot to drop.
So, did you guys come up with have any troubles? Like, were there any producer type, director type, writing or process troubles that you came across? Because when you make a show, there's the plan, and then there's just shit that goes unplanned. Was there anything like that you guys like? Oh, remember what happened when?
Wow. Like I think all the things were production. I mean, I gotta tell you, Devin jumped like production hurdle after hurdle after hurdle. Most of it was just us putting together the equipment to do it. We don't need that much equipment, but we need to be able to film it, record it, and we have a certain amount of editing and small special effects to do and stuff like that. I gotta say, I think creatively, it's been hilarious. Creatively, it's been a joy. It's so much fun. Even when we have the guests on, it's almost too easy. Like we filmed 3 episodes, we were like, oh my god, this is
fun. And that's what I noticed when I was editing the episode is. With all the hurdles that came to be, and all the challenges that it is, and all the work that it is, I'll be watching. I'll be like, "This is funny. This makes it worth it. Absolutely, and it's fun to do. And I love Bert, and I think it's like a really fun, good concept for a show too. And hey, man, I don't give a fuck if anybody likes it or not. I enjoy doing it.
Well, I mean, usually the best things, if you enjoy them, you enjoy who you're working with when you do it, and you love it. Usually, those are the things that turn out to be liked the most by people.
Isn't that what happiness is anyway? Like,
I love doing Skitbags Radio with you guys.
Yeah, this is a blast. This is a total blast. I want to come back every week with you guys.
Yeah,
you guys,
excellent.
You guys are so much fun.
Yeah, but I mean, I think to touch on what Bert said, the troubles when starting a show like this or any show, I think for people out there listening, one of the hardest things is to figure out what it is and to figure out like how you're actually going to do it because. I knew that we would be able to solve the gear problem. It was just a matter of how. And just logistics. So, but that wasn't my biggest fear. My biggest fear was like making sure we had something that made sense as far as like structure and when you're watching it, flowing it from start to finish, and also something that was like entertaining enough and content driven enough to keep somebody engaged because that's like our episodes are between 30 and 45 minutes right now, but they could go up to being an hour depending on how long our guest wants to hang out and talk. And if we plan on having some pretty big especially MMA guests, but also some stand-up comics that are in the MMA world, and we're working with a company called Nuwaza Apparel, and we shout out Nuwaza on here all the time. But I tell people Nuwaza is like the Nike of the jiu-jitsu world, but better, and they don't have sweatshops overseas.
Just sweatshop Eddie.
Yeah, just sweatshop Eddie.
We love you, Eddie.
That's his social media tag.
Exactly. Instagram.
But anyway, so like through them, we're getting very, connected in the world and in the scene of MMA. And, I think this relates to a lot of people, not just people fighting, because, Bert and I saw, like, we'll be like watching videos and just random shit, looking for segments and looking for videos to break down. And mine will pop up something and I'll text it to him and vice versa. And one of them was medieval combat. They actually have currently professional medieval combat. So what they do is they have teams that do different types of fighting with dull weapons. So they'll get in full armor, full broadsword,
bucket helmets,
and
everything.
go do
go
like
work.
a 10-on-10 country versus country melee in like a fucking football field size arena, and last
And
person
beat the shit out of
standing,
each other until they
beat
need medical
the
attention.
shit out of him.
Yeah. So last person stands, so like they're just beating him with.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
like an actual medieval
we
brawl.
have one on the show. We'll be featured on the show.
Our goal is, shout out if anybody from that organization is listening to us.
International Medieval Combat Federation. We love you guys.
Yes, we would like to call one of your battles.
Oh, yes.
So we will buy happily cover all expenses and let's just go
That's
there
right.
and do that.
Go to one of your
But
castles.
anyways, that shit is like so funny. When I found out about that, I was like, Vice did a piece on them, and that's where I saw it. Is Vice's video piece, and they followed the American team to the international competition in Europe, and one of the guys on the American team, after he just got fighting, he's a current U.S. Army Ranger. He's like a captain in the fucking army. Badass motherfucking special forces dude.
Nuts.
And just like walking off, drinking a beer after he just beat the hell out of like France with a sword and a like mace or some bullshit. And he's just like, I never really felt anything to like get all the frustration and angst out of my system, so I had to go beat somebody up with a medieval thing. I'm like, you're a fucking ranger, dude. How does that happen? So it's just super interesting shit like that, man. And I don't know, that's all I got. Anyways, I was just like really impressed.
I'm gonna YouTube that shit. Right?
Well, see, that's the thing.
Oh, yeah.
You're not going to YouTube it because you're going to watch our show.
There you go.
There
And you
go.
said you guys review
We
like,
do that work for you. We are the curators of great, hilarious
We
content.
will bring you the best of the best.
So you
of all that
guys, yes,
stuff.
I was gonna review fight videos and everything. Is there any issues like copyright issues or clearing things, or do you kind of work 30-second copyright game? Or
Debbie
how does that
Downer and
go?
this motherfucker.
Well, I'm sorry. As an African American male, I tend to worry a lot when I do anything. You leave the house, next thing you know, you're shot by the cops,
That's a great
or you're kicked
question.
out of Starbucks. So now you got to check on copyright
That's a great
situations.
question.
Well, to put it simply, we adhere to all of YouTube's privacy or copyright laws.
Right,
and
that's what I'm
copyright rules.
Exactly.
So if it falls within that, and they adhere to the law, but that our show is hosted on YouTube right now.
Yes. Okay.
So that's why we adhere to all that stuff.
After
But-
that, I've been invited.
and yeah,
I
most
say
of
nothing under advice of counsel.
some of these are just clips from somebody's cell phone of like a street fight.
Oh, okay.
And some
So,
of them
yeah,
is
it's
like
no
a
big
clip
deal.
from a movie,
Oh, okay.
and like
No, because I remember you guys said you guys were going over like real professional fights. So I
We
know
do that.
sometimes, before
No,
they
you're
watch
right.
the fight, they're like, hey, a rebroadcast without our stuff. So I didn't know if you guys were going like
Yeah,
round
that's
by
true.
round through something.
No,
Then they'd be
UFC,
like,
they're real
hey,
bitches about that stuff.
well, we also don't use any sound from any of the content that we do. So if anything, we're just showing because it's fight dub. So since we dub our voices over.
And it is comedy too, also.
Yeah.
So comedy does give a lot of leeway.
Absolutely.
And yeah, we do parody stuff, so and satirical stuff. So there's parody laws. It's a bunch of stuff. But we're
Speaking of parody-
allowed to do what we're doing.
Speaking of parody, we should tell them our tagline too.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. So have you guys seen the movie Fight Club?
Yeah.
Of course.
Right.
Well, first rule of Fight Dub:
Is
everyone talks about Fight Dub.
Nice.
Excellent.
That's cool. That's cool. It's a good spin.
Yeah. So it's basically, and we're doing our 4th episode at the time of this recording this evening. Actually, yes, we're gonna go knock that out.
Nice.
And then we're just gonna be pounding them out weekly after that for everyone out there. And we gotta have you guys come on.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, shout out, thank you, big props to Neil for actually teaching me how to edit the show. because it's my first time really doing an intricate edit like this myself. I'm mostly producer and writer and shit. But yeah, so he definitely sat with me and walked me through it. So thank you.
Nice.
You're one of the
Very
reasons
large.
this
Yes.
happened.
Made it happen. Made it happen.
Yeah, teamwork. Well, congrats on the show and whatnot and what you guys are working on. Because I think it's going to be really good because you got passion, you got heart, you're excited about it. And it's really going to move forward and do well. And it's going to be dropping soon. And the Skitbags work. And it's got love all over it. And I think that's what's great about it. And you guys got passion about it. So good. That was a great talk that we had. We are pretty much reaching the end of our Skitbags Radio soiree. So what we're going to do right now is just go around the table, let everybody tag out, tell you the social media, tell you about their old girlfriend that they don't want to find them, and all other kind of things to let you say bye-bye the right kind of way. So let's start it out and talk with my girl back here working on the thing, Shandara. Why don't you send it home?
Oh, hi. Yes, my name is Shandara, and keep your dick in your pants.
That's right. Google that. And next up, we got my man over here on the wheels of steel. Neil. Why don't you tell him how you feel?
Okay. Yeah, just catch me on Instagram at The Life of Neil the Great, Neil, not the other one, Neil, you know. But yo, fuck with your boy.
That's right. And we got my man Bert with the hard work that he take like a jerk to the place where you twerk. Tell him how you go, baby. Give him the social media and say it out.
Yo, I'm on the Instagram at BJJ Daddy, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Daddy. That's right. And just remember, one day, someone's going to take something from you or try to take something from you, and you're going to have to choke that motherfucker out. Yeah. And it's that simple.
That's right. Teach that to your kids before they leave the house every day. 3-year-olds, most important. Next on the game, we got my man
my 5-year-old's in
out.
already.
Oh, see, there we go. Bert don't play. You better watch your back. And we got my man right here, Sailor Dev, that's going to close it out and send it home. Tell him what it be.
Yo, this was a great job, Carl. That was awesome. It was very relaxing to not have to do all that this time. Yeah, no, Sailor_Dev on Instagram. Also, Fight Dub. Is it Fight_Dub?
Fight Dub Show.
Fight Dub Show on Instagram.
And Fight_Dub at Facebook. Yep.
There you go. That's the other one. You follow us. Go to YouTube right now. Check out Fight Dub. Go check out NuwazaApparel.com. They got awesome graphics on their street threads. Also, they got gis. They got rash guards. They got training gear. But if you're not into all that, bro, they got some really fly shit. So you gotta go check them out. Pay them a visit and tell them we said what up and sent you there. Soon we'll have some freebies and shit to give away to you guys. So follow us on social media so you stay in touch with all that stuff. Also, check out, make sure you get First We Take Brooklyn out on DVD now for our boy Kyle Stefanski. We had Gotti just drop at cons. We had Madness in the Method. Jason Mewes' new movie is dropping at cons and also premiering in LA in June. So we're looking forward to that. Keep you guys posted. We got Scrambled out right now. Make sure you pick up a copy of that. And also to bring it home, if you got Netflix, make sure you go on there and click on The Clapper and check out Ed Helms, Amanda Siegfried, Tracy Morgan, our boy Mickey Gooch, and Russell Peters. That was the name I was trying
and a
to
cameo
name
by
drop.
me, Poppy Carlo.
Fuck yeah.
And also
yeah?
Mr.
Sweet.
C-Force on Twitters. And always check out the Ding Dong Show at the Comedy Store on YouTube or Mondays at 10:30. Yeah, that's what it is. Check it out. Welcome to the Skitbags Radio. Slap your mama on the button, send it home. Skitbags.